Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. If you're stumbling onto this channel for the first time, we are all about reality TV and reality TV gossip. So if it's your first time, please subscribe right down below or hit that like button, ring that bell so we can inform you when we have a new video. So today, we're talking about Rupauls Drag Race All-Stars 5 Episode 7 with me, one of your hosts. I'm Chantele Francis. We also have...
My name is Michael Pez.
And I'm Jojo O'Toole.
Jojo O'Toole.
And I'm loving this, like, Fred from Scooby-Doo hair. Oh, no, wait. Oh, there's a bun in the back. I didn't see all that.
Well, you know, it'll be molding into... Wait, I'll do a quick reveal.
Oh, it's a reveal.
No. Failed already.
Maybe not.
Edit.
We didn't plan out this moment very well.
No.
Now we have a low chignon. Perfect. So what were your overall thoughts, guys, on the episode?
You guys have a little checked out of this season.
Yeah.
I'm a little, it's good. Like, do you think that they put this season between 12 and Canada's Drag Race just because they were like, they didn't want to have that at the beginning of the year? I don't know. Like, it just is, it's a good filler season.
It's definitely, I think a filler season is a great way to describe it. For me personally, it started out really strong. I enjoyed the cast. The first 2 episodes, I was hooked. And then it's kind of been on a decline for me. I mean, they could have, like I said last week, they could have crowned Shay 2 episodes ago. There's no surprises. I feel like the boot order has been pretty predictable. Thank you.
What do you think that they could change to make it a little more exciting for you?
I think they could have brought somebody back and did that challenge. I think that I would love to have seen Derek Barry come back in and do something kind of that would stand out and be like, oh, that storyline of Derek Barry not just doing Britney Spears. Like, I thought that was what they were leading up towards. I thought they were going to, Ross saying, I want to see what else you can do. And then she's like, I'll be back. She never came back. So, like, I don't know, like.
Well, it looks like you might be back for a tea session next week. So I guess that's what she's
a little tea party.
For, I suppose. So they all start talking about Alexis. We still haven't really, it's not really clear what happened. Have you heard any outside gossip or tea as to where the truth is here? I know that you say, Jojo, that like it's both people are telling the truth. They're not seeing it.
They've remembered it differently.
Yeah.
Or they remember it their way.
So we haven't heard anything more about this? No?
No.
So they asked Cracker what decision she made, and look at Cracker making it for an awkward moment.
Yeah.
Did you get nervous?
No.
No, I knew that she was going to send her out. Yeah, for sure.
I wasn't sure though with how she kind of was leading it up, and also paired with the conversation that she had with Blair. Mm-hmm. I was like, I could see her maybe sending Blair home that last week, but
I don't know. I think Cracker was kind of playing it smart. Like, if Blair did end up rising to the top this episode, which could have happened, I thought that's what they were kind of leading up towards. She probably would have been safe with Blair as the top queen.
Yeah,
true.
So why rock the boat?
So this is the top 4. What do you think that this is the most deserving top 4? I mean, I know you're saying that was been predictable up until now, Jojo, but are they deserving?
Yeah, I think all 4 of them for different reasons. I don't know if I love the fact that people are saying that Blair's the future of drag, and that's kind of what has earned her way to the top 4. I don't necessarily think that she is the future.
I think she has
young, sure.
Future in drag.
Yeah, well, she has a future in drag, but it's not like she's changing.
I saw her on Yuha's channel. She was talking, I don't remember, I think she was talking about Canada's Drag Race.
Yes.
And she looks gorgeous.
Oh, she is stunning.
Like I was really taken aback by how, actually Yuha looked amazing as well. I liked her kind of cool, like her eyebrows were kind of, I don't know, her look was cool, and she looked gorgeous as well. But I thought Blair was a standout in her look for, maybe that's her regular drag look, you know? I thought she looked amazing.
Oh, her aesthetic is incredible, but I'm not sure if she's changing the future of drag. Someone like Evie Oddly, who I thought actually did that. She was a monster queen. She was someone that didn't come from this huge city, didn't have a lot of money. Blair's quite privileged as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, coming into Allstars, you do make a little more cash and you get to show off looks. And her runways have been incredible. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if she's elevating drag solely herself.
I think there's a few techniques that she needs to like work on, just like, and I think that is like speech and like talking like in front of public and stuff like that. I think she should post more things. When she's rehearsed, but like that, the comedy in this one, again, we'll get to it, but it just, I don't think she has the life confidence yet, and she's not the future of drag. She needs a little bit of elevation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I definitely don't think she's the future of drag, because I don't think that she has a specific point of view that I haven't seen before.
Right.
Right now, I think that maybe she hasn't discovered fully what it is. I think she's definitely more realized than she was her first season. I think she definitely has grown a lot since her first season, but I don't know if I'm looking at her to see what the trends are, what's happening next. I think that she's still learning and adapting and morphing her own personal style.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she's grown into something that hasn't been seen before. Her looks look amazing, but
oh yeah,
I've seen them before. You know, I'm not like, whoa, what is she going to do next? I'm like, she'll probably look great, but I don't think it's going to be like a wow factor in creating something new. So, yeah. I mean, but maybe in the future though, like she's still very young. And so to be starting to develop her own aesthetic right now, I think it's great. Like she's going in the right direction. Like maybe she could go into like futuristic Barbie queen. Like, I don't know, she had like super pale skin that's like kind of shiny and looks like maybe like an android with like, I don't know. I don't, maybe that's the way she should go, because that would look really amazing on her.
Yeah.
And be like, actually have robot fashions. I don't know. Try that, Blair. I don't know.
Why not?
So there was another time Shay says the throwing the pearls on the stage reference from Showgirls. Have you watched it? That was your homework, guys.
I saw it years ago. Are you kidding me? Like 96.
I'll watch it. I swear to God. You don't know me.
You don't know me, Naomi. You don't know me, Naomi.
I know what that is, and I know the doggy chow thing, and like, I just don't know the marbles on the floor. Like, I don't know that. Like, I've never seen a scene where they like do anything. I've just seen like scenes that are made fun of.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's something that you have to watch at this point. I think it should be part of, you know, your education as a human being.
You come out of the closet and immediately watch Showgirls.
I will. You could take away my gay card, and I need to get it back.
Like, I didn't even know that it was a hit within the drag community. Like, me and my friend Karen used to watch it on a VHS tape. Like, when we were hungover on a Sunday about 15 years ago in Montreal, we just, like, would watch it over and over and over again. And so it was just the best.
Yeah.
Like,
good movie.
So good. Can't get
it was racy at the time, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was
still is.
Spano, like naked, like it was definitely back then. I remember being like, oh, bad, so bad, and then now I'm like, oh my god, so good. Definitely full circle from what it actually was. I 100% laughed at the mirror message where it was they thought it was ass instead of Allstars fun. Yeah. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Cute.
Yeah, cute. Okay, that's it. Those were basically over top picks. What? I don't know what that means.
Say it again?
Oh, I said I just wrote down that was basically our top picks. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was right. So they're going to be performing at Rupauls Shady Shack off of Route 5. And there was as I've been saying before, no damn mini challenge. Why can't there be a mini challenge? Why? Just tell me why.
And what they're doing is they're saying, oh, because you won the lip sync, or because you get to pick the order of the, no, that should be the mini challenge. The mini challenge is more content and more ways that those queens can shine or be more memes. They're just, that's areas of opportunity.
Yeah.
As I was saying when we were talking about Canada's Drag Race, like, it gives them, it warms them up. It gets them into the habit of performing on camera and being creative and thinking outside the box. It just helps them, like, get into it. Try out new things. Like, oh, I've always wanted to do this character. Let me try this out in my quick drag. Like, it just, it frees them up, I think, a little bit. And I think that just going directly into, like, okay, tell a joke, I think that they need a little bit more lubing up. It's just kind of dry, you know? Like,
do the puppet one. The puppet's a go-to. Like, that's like the OTAV of this of every season. It's like a puppet thing. We want to make fun of it. It's a read, and it gets them that comedy going. That would be really funny if they just... Everyone loves puppets.
I mean, I love puppets. I love the... They didn't do a reading challenge. Oh, no, the very first challenge was a reading challenge, right? They did a mini?
With Ricky.
Right. I mean, it was decent, but
it's fine.
I want more of that. And if you guys have watched, as we have Canada's Drag Race this week, they had an amazing mini challenge. That was, like, actually a pretty well-produced mini challenge. It wasn't super, it was quick drag, but, like, it was quite involved in the sense that they were reading off a prompter and they had to dress like news people. And, like, you know, they were reading something, so they didn't have to have that much preparation other than their quick drag, but, like, it was entertaining, and you got to see the personalities, and they got to try something, and the stakes weren't that high, you know. Anyways.
Oh, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed with the season, but the no mini challenge is not fun. No, unfortunately.
I feel like your name should be Karen now. You want to speak to the manager.
I would gladly.
Or Kate +8 right now.
Oh, God.
Need the manager, like, ASAP.
Put your mask on, Karen.
No mask for me.
Weigh your rights.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Krakowski got to pick the order. She was pretty shady about how she was doing it. Like, obviously that was the point of it, but how she was kind of saying it, I thought it was a little bit harsh, no?
I mean, Cracker's been pretty harsh this season. I think she's pretty upfront and can speak her mind.
When she
admitted she wanted to fuck him.
She what?
I said she admitted that she wanted to fuck him over and, like, screw them over.
This is Allstars. This is her second chance. So I guess, like, if you want to win, you, like, just
gotta go for it.
I don't mind doing it. I just thought it was so ballsy just to say it right out there like that. I was just, I was shocked.
She probably wouldn't have said that if Alexis was there.
Probably not.
Probably not. Because they would probably have gotten to, like, a physical altercation. So the order is going to be Juju opening it up, then Blair, because she thought Blair was going to flop and she wants to go after Blair.
Yeah.
And then Cracker, obviously, and then Shay to close the show. What do you think about the order?
I mean, it makes... I still think Juju's a comedy queen. She's a fan favorite. Her going first, I think, should be frightening for Cracker. I think she should have went with Blair. Should have put Juju second. Taken the last spot for herself. Obviously, she knows that she's a New York queen. This is what she does every time she's in front of a mic. She's comfortable in front of the mic. So I would have taken the last spot.
I would have opened.
You would have opened?
Yeah. Let me tell you how this show's gonna
go.
Show you.
Setting the tone.
Yeah,
Fair.
I would want to set the tone. I would want to warm up the audience. Like, I would want
to show off well.
Yeah. Pardon me?
Start the show off well.
Exactly.
And I also don't mind going second either. Like, first or second. Third is when it's like there's already two people have gone, so they have set the tone. 2 can kind of wipe the first one out in a way. Like if if the first one comes in with a certain thing, 2 you can switch it right up because you're the second one being seen. So I find last is the hardest.
I know. It depends on last, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it depends on the type of performer you are too. These are all people that perform that get in front of mics. It's not like they're just looks queens or pageant queens. So they're used to talking out loud to people, to audiences. But I think it just depends on what type of performer you are. If you feed off of other people's energies beforehand, if you come in focused yourself, ready to go with your material, especially in a challenge like this with stand-up, you can feed off of each other. If you get a read, you can hold on to that for when it's your turn to go up. I think I'd want a couple of people to go ahead of me so I could have some more material that's fresh to play with.
I think actually I'm lying. I'd probably choose the last spot because I'm thinking about when I take an acting class, I usually I always want to go last because you feel the energy. Sometimes they're getting notes and stuff like that. You're seeing what's working in the class and I don't know. I feel like you get a lot of information from the people that go before you, and so I'm totally lying. I would go last because I want to button it all up, tie it all together. I would assume that I would be pulling, as you're saying, little bits and pieces from what the previous queens did, and I would package it up in a bow with my own stamp on it.
I think it's different if you're out singing a song or doing something that's just showcased something that you've worked on beforehand. Maybe you'd want to go first too to blow them out of everyone else out of the park. Yeah. But with something like stand-up comedy, it's very much in the moment. Reading the room.
With stand-up comedy, they were they had a script. They knew what they were doing, and that's what I didn't understand. Why some of the jokes weren't working for some of them was they kept having to read the paper. I get it for notes and stuff, but how much time did they have between sitting with Jane to doing the show?
I think it was the next day because Shay had mentioned having to rewrite everything the next morning.
Oh, gotcha.
So Jane Krakowski is the guest judge, and she's also kind of the mentor for this week. What do you guys think about her being involved here?
I'm more impressed by her. For her, the way she's talking. Go for it.
Yeah. Classic Jane. Listen 5s. There's a 10 speaking. I'm a huge fan. Loved her on 30 Rock. Kimmy Schmidt. Even Ally McBeal back in the day.
I loved her on Ally McBeal.
On Ally McBeal. She's a Broadway star. She's incredible. She's incredibly talented. And I think she actually gave really good advice to people. It wasn't just, that was funny, that was great, continue on, or I didn't like it, whatever. She was giving constructive criticism. She was in the moment. She was listening to people. And I was impressed.
And I like how she also, for Juju especially, showed her how going first was
an
great.
Advantage, yeah.
And I think that she kind of, with everybody, she showed them how to make what they were already bringing to the table be a little bit better and be great. And so she wasn't kind of being bad or good. She was elevating what they were bringing to the table to the next level. And I think that that's a really good way for a mentor to help elevate. And so I think she did a good job with being approachable and, being very good at helping bring out the best of them. It may not have worked for some, but it seemed like it was going to.
Question: what do you think about Ross being the judge?
I think Ross is good. I think that he knows what he's talking about. I think that with the other queens, they might not be listening to him as much. I think they took Jane a little bit more seriously because Ross is there all the time. But I think his opinions are valid for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I just noticed that I think it was season 4, they did the roast of Lady Bunny. And they had Cicely Strong from SNL come, and she sat there, but she was alone. And it was just her helping the queens out and bouncing ideas. So then they had the 2 of them sit for this one. So I'm just
in that regard, I think that they would want to have judge, because he's a judge, him be there just to help with the flow of it and getting as much out of the queens as possible. Maybe they couldn't rely necessarily on maybe the guest judge found it tedious to be able to give them notes. They didn't know what to say, what was too much, what was too little. So I think that having Ross there was just to guide how that went a little bit better, and maybe that the guest judge wasn't going to feel alone.
Yeah, and then he gets to actually sit there and listen to the banter between Jane and the performer, and then he could bring that to the runway or whatever and be like, yeah, true.
So Blair, she came out on the stage and she was so excited to see Jane and like, do you think that she really follows her though? Or does she
I do, yeah. I bet she does follow her.
For sure. I would say that Jane Jane's a huge gay icon, I think. Like, she's in a lot of shows where, Kimmy Schmidt, that's huge. And she's like so funny on that. So I think a lot of people follow her.
Okay, I didn't know she was a gay icon. I just know her from
I said she's a gay icon. Me, just one person.
The level of excitement. I was like, I mean, she's great, but like, oh my god, I follow you! Like, it's like I don't know. I don't even follow her. Do you guys follow her?
Who, Blair?
No, Jane.
Jane?
Oh.
I don't, but I actually do love her. Like Jenna on 30 Rock is so funny. Every line.
So Cracker was in her head as usual. Cracker needs to loosen up sometimes. Like, she's got the material. Like, just loosen up, man.
I think there's something to be said for someone being over prepared and overthinking. This has been a criticism of Cracker for both her seasons, is that she overthinks, overanalyzes, and then the anxiety takes over, or her whatever. And that happened again. I actually don't think her rehearsal was that bad, but she needed the editing. She's someone that has to edit stuff down and not be like precious with her words or with her editing.
Yeah, I was worried for Cracker after, this portion, especially because it's supposed to be where she's the most comfortable. Yeah. And so I was like, oh boy, she's in her head. Is she going to pull it together, or is she going to allow herself to like lose on her own challenge? Anyways, Shay also was somebody that was like, I guess she doesn't think of herself as a comedy queen, and she was very hesitant about their suggestion of using a little bit more of her loss in season 9 as part of her stand-up. And I think it's actually a really smart thing for her to do, is because it's already iconic, that moment. So like, how about you take that moment and make it iconic for you as something that like you can be, this is my moment now. You know what I mean? Like, take back the power of that. So I think it was really good advice for them to say, like, let's turn that moment around. And instead of it being something that, is negative and sad that made you want to quit drag and, all that shitty stuff. Yes, experience that and live through that. Mm-hmm. But then let's take your power back and use it as like your accelerator and like as your motivation and as your drive. Like, I think it's a great, like, if everything her drag was all about like losing and rose petals and her having PTSD from rose petals, like she could do something with that.
For sure.
Like that's funny, and it will always be, people will get the reference, and it just, the relevancy, like I think it would be really good if she angled her drag in that direction. It would be freaking funny.
Or come out with like a song now, like come out with a single and just be like thorny, or like something to do with the rose, like every rose has a prick. I don't know, like
there it is. Yeah.
But it just definitely would be something that she can run with, and that she could continue to be building her drag around. Sometimes you don't realize the gifts that you're given, and so I think that this moment, yes, she didn't win, but it's actually a gift that she can turn around and make it into something better and make it something amazing. So hopefully she will do that moving forward and realize that like maybe rose petal drag is what she's made for.
Maybe.
Shay in the workroom though, this is the next day. She just keeps on burping. I never know anybody that burps out of nerves.
Yeah, I'm not a burper.
I'm only if I'm like drinking pop or something, but like no.
So, but I have to say that this might be TMI. I'm sorry, guys, but it is a physiological thing that if you get nervous, your body goes into a state of fear and the fight or flight comes out. And so sometimes you'll have to go to the washroom, like you'll have like some sort of indigestion type thing. And that's because your body wants to empty itself out so you can run as fast as you can away from the enemy. So I'm wondering if the burping thing is something to do with like the indigestion that happens when you're in a fear.
When you're so nervous that you're just gonna puke, like like
maybe, I don't know. So, anyways, I thought it was. I'm just like, Shay, stop burping.
Yeah, quit it.
Mine is sweating. Like when I like am super nervous, like if I'm gonna go to an audition, I'm like, I'm wet. I am just a wet person. Don't touch me. It's not cute.
Well, that's probably the fight or flight thing, right? Like getting rid of anything that can hold you back from running away.
So audition, and you're just like wearing a shirt underneath another shirt, and you're already getting more hot. Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, I have hyperhidrosis, so I have to be very considerate about like my heat levels or whatever. And so I'm not really good at being punctual. And so many times, like say I'm going to an interview or something and I'm running late and I'll run and it's hot out and I'll get there and then I'll just start dripping sweat. And I'm already a sweaty person. I'm just like, frack, I need to like at least 15 minutes to like have my levels come back to normal. But I always have sweaty hands, so most of the time. Hyperhidrosis, it's actually something that's really affected me growing up. Yeah. Anyways, so Shay wants to look gorgeous in case she bombs, which I think is also a very good distraction, is make it just fucking look good. It's helpful. And what I was seeing, like, I don't know if it was tulle or what that material was, but when I was seeing all that red, I was feeling that there was a little bit of embracing the rose petals in that color and maybe the way that that material flowed. I thought that maybe it was, you know, in a nod to roses, maybe. Yeah. But it looked like it was going to be pretty. So I didn't look it up yet. The judges for the show was also going to be Sam Richardson. I don't know who Sam Richardson is.
I didn't know who that was.
Can one of you look it up right now?
Frantic.
Oh, P.S. So I liked Rue's look. The dress, it wasn't that polished. It wasn't like that like high end. Like it had like that big what material is that? Like satin blue shoulder thing. But I felt that she looked like a gorgeous black Barbie, and I liked.
She did. I just realized Sam Richardson, of course, he was on Veep. Did you guys watch Veep?
Oh, is that what? So they wasn't.
He slimmed down quite a bit. I wasn't thinking.
I have never seen Veep. No, I heard it's so funny. I've never watched Veep.
Very much.
He was in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. He was in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. It was the groom. Like he's got these like little like comedy roles and stuff. Like
I only know him from Veep.
Up and coming.
I didn't know him, but thank you guys for enlightening me in this moment.
Thank you, Google.
So when they came out on the runway, when they came out to do their sets, I thought that Juju was okay.
Yep.
I liked her look. It was, colors popped, and I liked that. She was one of the queens that was holding her book the whole time. And I was just kind of like, we're on Drag Race Allstars. Put down the book. Sometimes, like, as an actor, I know that you get comforted in having your lines and having them right there. But the freedom of putting them down and allowing yourself just to be actually in the moment and engaging in what's happening, it's the scariest thing, but the most rewarding when you allow yourself to go there and allow yourself to free fall, like to know that you prepared yourself enough that you can let it go and just go on the ride. And so I feel as though that's why her stand-up didn't work that well, is that she was relying on like having this thing to look at, to go back to, instead of like noticing people in the audience and feeling the vibe and seeing what was working and like smiling at someone and saying like, how are you doing? Whatever it is, like the engagement level stops when you pick up the book. Yeah. And so I feel like she wasn't able to fully keep the momentum going of engagement with the audience.
Even using it as a clutch and having bullet point forms on the stool next to you, sure, something that you can rely on if you do get lost in your way, if you're not sure. I think the person who made it a little more distracting was definitely Blair.
Yes.
With her big nails. I know that she was making her nails into the issue. I think it was the fact that she was literally holding a mic and a notepad and flicking them into the mic. It was all really distracting. Did not come off as professional.
I mean, she looked very pretty, as we know that she's very capable of doing, but like holding, I think she's holding the mic and the book and the flipping and the apology in her, just in her mannerism, just like you could hear the apology, and it was just very uncomfortable. I was fast forwarding, and I'm like, no, I have to watch this, and I was like, it was very uncomfortable for me to watch. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I wanted her to do really well, especially because she had a pretty good critique, and the mirror moments beforehand, she was kind of saying that the judges were, saying that she had some good material and they're supporting her, and so I was hoping that it was going to go that way. And then when I see her with the book and nothing landing and everything just being mean, and like, that's the beauty of live performance, is that you can redirect things when they're not going well. And so should have been able to hear that the jokes weren't landing. Yeah. Like, she needed to change it up. Like, people were just staring at her and it was crickets and nobody was laughing. She needed new material, and the mean humor was not working.
No. She wasn't reading the room.
No.
Literally.
She was reading her book.
Yeah.
If she was reading
the book, not the room,
she wouldn't be interacting with people. And I think she had a little bit of a breakdown moment after, where she was like, oh my God, like, Cracker was being Cracker. I just needed to be me. Yeah. And that's the vulnerability that we always want to see in performances, you being you. And when you're hiding behind the script, you can't be yourself, and you can't have that vulnerability. So it's a tough lesson to learn, but man, that was brutal. I was like, this is so bad, brutal, oh dear. Now, Cracker was kind of funny. She was definitely, up until that point, obviously the best. I thought she could have been funnier, since this is her domain. Maybe they just didn't show all the funniest bits, but I think that, I don't know, I didn't think it was the greatest.
No. It was pretty standard Cracker, I thought. It was some good lines. Do I remember any of them? No.
No, I don't remember any jokes. And
From any of them.
I just said
where are jokes?
Where are jokes? And Shay, I thought Shay was the funniest, to be honest. Like, Shay was the only person that I laughed out loud at any moment for. Once she warmed up. So the beginning of it I thought was really kind of slow, and then I thought near the end of her set, I thought she warmed up a bit. It could be because she calls out that she's an Aquarius, like me, Aquarius. But I definitely thought she was the funniest, personally.
I think she's the funniest altogether. Like, on the shows that her confessionals are the best. I just think she's so funny.
You didn't think she was funny, Jojo?
Not that I didn't think she was. I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with the challenge in general. I think Cracker had a stronger performance, and then I think it was Shay and Juju kind of second place.
Cracker had a polished performance. It wasn't that funny. It was like that's a good joke. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, I was kind of smiley, but I felt that I don't remember the joke. I don't remember anybody's jokes. That sucks. But I felt as though I laughed a little bit more with Shay. But maybe it was because she was taking me on a story, and I was endeared by her story, per se. Sure. That's kind of it at that point. Like, we talked already about Blair having a little bit moment after.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was then or if it was the untucked part, but anyways, we talked about that already. And so the main stage challenge is Freak Out. I was excited for this. I thought it was gonna be like club kids stuff, like craziness. I was really excited because this is where let your freak flag fly. Like I was waiting for. I love stuff like this, of course. And so Freaky came out, and I loved her look. It was unexpected for me from what I've seen previously from Jujubee, and it was colorful and it was interesting. It was her face looked gorgeous. Like I thought it was a really great Freaky in a like a bubblegummy way look.
I thought it was total foreshadowing to Corona with the mask. Because at first I thought, oh,
this look, right?
Love it, yeah.
The chains, the big chains around her arms. She's
like,
a Joker, right? Yeah, really cool look. The pattern was nice. I love the reveal of the mask. Awesome.
Did you like it?
Yeah, like that's kind of my dream. That's the kind of thing I want to see. I want to see theatrical. I want to see like big over the top, and I like I like puns. Puns are funny.
And what about Blair Cheshire Cat on Acid?
I was kind of let down, to be honest. I thought Blair would have come out with something a little bit more extravagant. To me, it looked a little something you'd wear to the bar on a Friday night to perform in. And she kind of thrown together.
I wished that instead of having the mask with like the teeth on it, I wish that she just had done it like bedazzly on her face.
That's a thing.
Like,
that was a thing.
Black shit, like shimmery, like makeup there. Like maybe she doesn't have the hand to be able to do that, but like I've seen so many super cool like YouTube videos of like that type of thing. I would have been more wowed by that than a mask, like a little like mask,
or even a prosthetic. Like she's a professional makeup artist. She went to school for hair and makeup.
Oh,
so I would have assumed like a prosthetic piece would have been really cool. That's the time to showcase it,
like
especially
smile,
for free.
Smile.
I thought she looked like a panda. It was just like this little black nose and little black, like beautiful black lips. I thought it was really basic, and that's the first look from Blair this season that I was like, every other look I'm like, yeah, cool.
Except last week's look wasn't that great.
What was last week?
The drapey kind of.
Oh yeah. But I mean, her face was gorgeous. Still didn't mind the half damp hair.
Yeah, that's I like the hair too.
Yeah.
We were liking that slutty wet look for sure. Mm-hmm. She did too. She mentioned it. She's like, keeping this look for a while.
I'm wearing this hair again. Like you should.
It's hot. Miss Cracker, I said that she was kind of another Cher reference for me this week.
Yeah,
after her reveal, I liked what she looked like.
Yeah. I thought it was a little bit more gothic than freaky. Mm-hmm. But her silhouette was gorgeous. I like the dress. I like the messy eye.
Yeah.
And the wig was, pretty spot on.
She has that.
I would have liked some like e-girl fringe in the front, maybe with a pop of color. I would have appreciated that, because that's like the rage right now. Everyone's doing the like just taking the two and bleaching them.
So like 90s like
bringing us
No
back.
Doubt times.
Mm-hmm.
Cracker has that look on Instagram. I was looking at it and it looks really good. It photographs really well, and I like the colored contacts. I'm a contacts lover, I love
it.
Good.
It completes the fantasy. It makes that, it makes your eyes pop. That's the whole thing. So I like Chad Michaels used to do that. I think that Sharon Needles was the first one to come in and do that. Charles Sophia used to do it. It's drag queens. You start using more contact lenses. It completes the look. Yeah. It
looks so good to me. Especially when you're doing zombie freaky stuff.
Yeah.
I'm living for it. I'm starting to think now, what do I want to be for Halloween? Maybe I want to go zombie or something where I have to wear crazy contacts.
I already have two choices.
What are you doing?
I'm definitely going to go back and do an awesome Fred from Scooby-Doo. Like, I just really,
Dead?
I love bread. Or,
Are you gonna make bread?
no, like regular, just old school. I don't even want to go get like photos done of me with like a flashlight, like looking for Scoob, and like I just want to do like And the other one is if I get buffer, because I just started weight training, I really want to do Kano from Mortal Kombat.
Who?
Kano from Mortal Kombat.
I don't remember
It's like in the movie. He's one of the reasons why I'm gay. It's because like I love Mortal Kombat, the first movie, and the guy who played Kano is this like Australian hot buff guy, and he's just like so sexy, and I just like always loved Kano because of him. He's just basically he's actually like a really shitty fighter on the actual game, but he's got like a cyborg eye, so the whole eye right here would be like a robot, but he's like a buff like fighter. So I'm just like, depending on what this looks like, then I will do that. Other than
can you pull up a picture?
Oh, right now? Get her from the movie?
Yes.
I haven't. Well, my only looks that I'm thinking about doing is I kind of want to do a hula girl that sits on the dashboard.
Cute.
But maybe I'll do one dead.
Sure. Car accident.
Zombie. Like
Yes.
I want to wear the contacts. And then I've always loved. I can't remember which queen did it, but the paper doll. I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea. People will be like, I don't know who you are, but
like just something with like a little like wearing a harness and just like pulling out that, and it's like,
that's a good look. Yeah. Jojo, what about you?
I don't know. We'll see if we get Halloween this year.
Oh my God, Halloween apparently is on a Saturday this year.
I haven't thought yet.
Maybe like it'll all go back to normal after. Like I don't know, like
there's no normal, obviously, at all. But I think 2021 is when things might start being a little bit more predictable. We'll say.
We'll see.
I don't know if we're out of the water yet for Corona. There might be a resurgence. Like I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of things that are going on astrologically that haven't been resolved yet. And so when they've happened in past, these same astrological things, big things have happened. So I'm expecting something big to happen again this year. So it's kind of around October. Anyways, so I don't know if we're gonna.
We're in this together. There you go. That's the only thing I can.
I'm enjoying this time. I find that like I'm being able to do a lot of things that I haven't been able to do before. So I'm embracing it, but who knows? Shay came out as a 90s raver with their fluorescent pink, like fun fur look, or no, the bodysuit was fluorescent pink and she'd wear the fun fur jacket. I thought it was a cute look, but as the judges were even saying, it was a little bit too basic. It was something that I would totally wear in my Montreal days, like 100%. Like, give me a latex pink bodysuit. I want it.
Or even those platforms with the eyeballs on them. I'm like,
yes,
really cool, but I don't know if it's right for a runway.
Not for this challenge.
Nope.
I would love for them to have gone a little bit freakier. I think the only person that went as far as that I thought they should go was Jujubee.
100%.
Even with Miss Cracker, like I love the look,
sure,
but it wasn't freaky really for me. I wanted it to be a little bit more monstery or just more
demon, freaky,
something more like
something.
Like maybe she needs to have like drag a dead body or something. I don't know. Like have a limp, something. Crawl.
Sell it.
Blood coming out of your mouth. Like I don't know. Like something.
Something.
Fun.
Yeah, it wasn't freaky, really. I mean, the contact was a little bit freaky, but that's fun. Shay was cool. Like, I liked the look, but it wasn't freaky. So they all talk about not wanting to make this decision, really. And I was just like, well, you know what you're going to do, guys. I mean, maybe they're just asking for the producers, like, can you just talk about the fact that it's hard? Because it's like, I knew what they were going to do. Did you guys have any surprise here?
No, I just thought they'd be a little bit more open about it. I thought they'd be openly like, sorry, Blair, we're sending you home. You know what I mean? Like, instead of no one said a name, they were all very polite about it.
And
Everyone
you
had
could
their
tell
hearts on their sleeves.
she was visibly like shaking. Like she knew that she was probably gonna go. And you know what? Like when you are three established older queens, like I'm saying Cracker's a little bit older, like you don't want to crush that young drag stream. They don't want to like go and turn you like we're gonna get rid of you.
Mhm.
Like I know in respect, but at the same time, like they just probably didn't.
And maybe they're not allowed to reveal it. They're told like, do not reveal your votes or what you're about to do. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
they are strict on the rules of them talking off of camera and stuff like that. So
So in the end, Ms. Cracker takes the W.
Third challenge win.
Pardon me?
Third challenge win.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, she's on my team, so obviously I'm rooting for her. I don't think necessarily she's that great, to be fair. Like, I do find that when Jujubee and Shay shine, they shine brighter than when Cracker gets her win, but very impressive all the same. So she's going to be obviously making her lip sync choice, and she's going to be facing off against the lip sync assassin. So this is Kennedy Davenport.
Could they not have waited a longer time to reveal who it was too?
oh my god! I thought it was gonna be like 9 queens, or like it was gonna be someone.
And then she was turned around, and Rue had to be like, "Can you turn around and show us who you are? Because I'm not saying your name." And then it happened.
I mean, obviously that was planned. I guess. I don't know.
It? I think Kennedy just came out faced the wrong way by mistake.
Oh no!
It was like,
no, they would have practiced that.
But I was like, lip sync assassin, who? She's not a lip sync assassin. She never knows the words to anything.
I don't think she's ever lost a lip sync though, except to Trixie at like Allstars 4. I think that was the only one she's ever lost.
When she backup danced for Trixie.
But that's fun.
I need to know how they choose these songs, because they chose Fancy by Reba McEntire.
Which I love this song. I personally love it. But for a lip sync song to do a country ballad and bring Kennedy in, it just didn't work. Kennedy didn't know the words. It was awkward to watch in general.
And Kennedy's jacket was way too long. She kept on stepping on the jacket. I was like, take off the jacket and let me see some high kicks.
Yeah.
Like,
some energy.
you're a high kick queen. Like, I want the high kick.
And that song, that song you can't do death drops to. You can't,
I want the high kick.
Gimme. It's in my opinion, that song's like an acting emotional type of lip sync. It's not a trick lip sync, and they need trick lip syncs when you have assassins. That's the point of it.
Well, it just, the song definitely did not play to any of their strengths, really. No. I mean, Cracker by far lip synced her. Yeah. Like, there was no doubt in my mind that she was going to win that, because Kennedy was just walking back and forth, avoiding her jacket. And she didn't know the words very well, and she wasn't even emoting that much. I was like, the lip sync assassin, or I don't know. It was bad.
She must have been a replacement.
Maybe,
I don't know. They filmed it like she was the regular coming on in.
Maybe they could get the rights on the song that they actually wanted to use.
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
Different song.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, in the end, Cracker does win that lip sync battle. So she won 20 grand. I got
20 grand for Fancy by Reba.
Get out of here!
She got 20 grand for that performance.
Yes.
So she got what?
No. Cracker won because it was a rollover.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she got 20. So she got 40 grand already. Like
I think she has 30 because she won once, but someone had won before her.
Oh shit! Okay.
So I think she's at 30.
No, I think she's at 40. I think she's at 40 because remember Jojo didn't win, and then she won the next one. So then, poor Joe. Oh. You froze there for a second, and it was yeah.
I know. You both did too. No, I don't know if she's at 40. I think she's only at 30 grand.
Oh, I'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out. And so the controversial moment of what lipstick did she choose? Were you surprised by this?
Shocked. No.
Shocked.
No.
I think the episode led up to Blair going home.
Yes, I was very sad because, like, I know she does really want to be there. If either Shay or Juju had won that, I could maybe see them keeping Blair, maybe. But I didn't see Ms. Cracker taking out either of those two. I think she's also said for most of the season that she's respected the both of them so much. When they've worked together in challenges, like, they worked well together. There was no bad blood or drama with any of them too. So I didn't see her choosing anybody's name but Blair's. So no surprises there. So next week is the finale, apparently. Shocker.
Yeah. Episode 8.
Yeah, thank God. We need to finish this season.
Yeah.
And is it going to be like 2 hours? Because, like, when are they going to find time to bring in these other queens to have, like, a bitch fest?
Probably at the beginning of the episode.
Where they should have had the mini challenge?
Yeah, I don't think that there's ever been an extended episode for Allstars.
I just
like, get to the point.
Short, but you might be right. Yeah.
They'll do, like, the tea, like a little bit reunion type thing at the beginning. Their challenge, which will be them lip syncing to Rue's new song, throwing in a verse, whatever. And then the performance and then a crowning.
Wouldn't it be fun if, like, do you know how they do sometimes on these team challenges, maybe for Project Runway or whatever, where they had to dress up somebody in their group and, like, make a whole cohesive look? And so it would be fun if they had a team of, like, some of the old drag or the drag queens that have already been voted off, and they had to, like, do a runway challenge with, like, they had to be sisters or whatever, but, like, with the former queens, and they had to do all their look. That would be so fun.
I would like that.
Like, go ahead.
I feel like that's something they should have done at, like, 4 and had, like, 2 and 2 and 2 and 2.
Great. But,
that
like,
would be awesome.
So you're talking about, like, what they used to do, like, on The Apprentice, when other people would come back and then they had to work for them and help that project manager? Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Help the project manager out, basically. Yeah. Help me win this, guys. You do the sewing, you do this, help me make this look, okay, guys? Like, you know, and they choose their teams. Sometimes they do it on Top Chef as well, where it's, like, the final 2 and they have to, like, put together a whole long menu, and so they had to pick their teams on who's going to help them with their sous chefs. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it could have been an interesting way to kind of have maybe this next episode and then have the finale. Like, I think that would have been fun.
Are you listening? Wow Presents. Are you listening? This is suggestions coming from us. We're going to talk about it. Like, come on, listen to us.
But, you know, a girl can dream.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all I have for this episode, guys. Any hot goss? No?
Big Brother 22?
No.
Not even. I'm looking forward to the chapter being closed on Allstars 5. I have to say.
Yeah.
It's like something I have to watch now.
And each one of us has a player left.
We do.
I love that.
Cool.
I don't think that Cracker's going to win, unfortunately, but I do like that we all have stakes in the game going into the finale.
I'm not going to be surprised.
I'm not going to win.
I don't think Juju's going to win.
Yeah, I don't think Juju's going to win, but I think that Juju was very well represented on this season. I think that her storyline and, like, being a sober queen came out and all of that. I just think that the chapter of that, she made it to final 3 again. And, you know, like...
Maybe she just doesn't know how to win it. Because, like, we kind of joke sometimes when, like, there's, like, history keeps on repeating itself. Like, maybe she just doesn't know yet what it takes to snatch that top spot.
Hopefully, maybe she'll get it to 2. Maybe she won't get kicked off the next, like, maybe she'll be to top 2.
She might be to talk to. I wouldn't be surprised if
she won't win, but you know what? I'm glad one of you will win. I'm glad one of you guys got it. Yay.
Well, thanks for, you know, suffering through this episode, guys. I'm so sorry that you had to bear through the 7th episode of Rupauls Drag Race Allstars. If you've been watching this with us, everybody, please make sure you subscribe right down below. Hopefully hit that like button and ring the bell so when we have a new episode, you will be notified. Other than that, happy Monday. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.